Welcome to the new version of Let's Talk About Real Estate podcast, the podcast for real estate agents everywhere. I'm Lisa B, and together with Bjorn Kunzel, we're going to talk about everything real estate. We talk about what's working, what's not working, what's new, what's old, technology, and anything else to do with real estate. We'll answer your questions from the Facebook group Let's Talk About Real Estate. So if you have a question, we can help. Join the Facebook group today. And again, welcome to the show. Bjorn Kunzel, thank you so much for joining me tonight.
Lisa, good to see you again, my friend. How you been?
Good. Do you know what? We haven't done a podcast for ages, and people are saying to me, I've been listening to your podcast, and I thought, you know what, we need to do another one. And I don't even know what we're talking about now. It's 8:30 on a Thursday night, or 9 o'clock on a Thursday night. And you said, why don't we just jump on now? I said, why not? So I don't even know what you're going to talk about, but I'm sure it's going to be.
I think, why don't we talk about social media and how agents can become seen and recognized by the masses very easily. Because I did an Icon training session. As you know, when you're an Icon agent EXP, you host the training sessions. I did one the other day on this, and I had people ringing me, and a lot of people just saying to me, like, it was the best session that best session that I've done for them. And I've done probably 30 or 40 of these sessions now with the EXP going. So I thought, why don't we just talk about social media? Because let's talk about, if you're a new agent and people don't necessarily know who you are, how can you be seen and how can you elevate your status really quickly and really fast to, compete against agents that may have been in the industry for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. And you might be somebody who has maybe been in the industry for that long, but you've never done social, or maybe you're somebody who's new in the industry and you're thinking, how can I get some traction and how can I be seen and be known and speed up the process? Because let's face it, people do business with people they know are competent, people they like, and people they trust. And it doesn't matter how much somebody likes you or trusts you. If they don't think you're competent, you won't get the business. And it doesn't matter how competent you are. If you're not likable or trustworthy, you're not going to get the business either. And it doesn't matter how trustworthy you are and how competent you are. If you're not liked, they're not going to do business with you. So you've really got to get all three of those things down, Pat. Yeah, and I think social media is the quickest way to show people that you are an expert at what you do and that you know what you're talking about. So that when the time does come that they are looking about making a transaction, buying, selling, investing, developing, whatever it might be, renting, refinancing, whatever, they know, okay, I remember that guy that I've seen all over my socials. He seems to know what he's doing. He seems to be all over it. Because a lot of the business that I'll get will be off the back end of some of this stuff. So I thought, why don't we just share a few hints and tips on what to do?
Awesome. And you know what? It's only you only have to kind of become famous in your local area. It's not like everybody in the world has to know you. It's just your local area. So, it might just be reminding friends, your client list, your sphere of influence, as they say in America. And it's not that hard. It's really not that hard to become known. It's not hard to stand out in good ways. Yeah. All right.
It's very easy. In 2023, we've got Facebook, we've got Instagram, we've got TikTok, we've got YouTube, we've got Google. You've got things like Twitter and LinkedIn, all these other things as well. But if you really want to go for the people that are the ones that are most likely going to be transacting real estate, everybody's on Facebook. My parents are on Facebook. My grandparents, everybody's on Facebook. Yeah. TikTok is really for that younger generation. It's not really something that you'll find a 50-year-old or a 60-year-old really on. But TikTok can get you good algorithms and get you seen and get you known as well. So don't write it off. But I would say focus on Facebook.
Yeah.
Focus on Instagram and focus on YouTube. YouTube is huge. Yeah. With everybody making a shift away from, emails and text and photos to video, everybody wants video footage. So if you can do video content or live content, it gets a lot more plays, a lot more views, and you're going to become known a lot more easily and quicker.
And people see your personality. They see what kind of person you are, whether or not, they're your tribe or whatever, and you attract your tribe as well. I think
you do.
Video is a lot easier way to portray who you are and to be liked, known, and trusted. Like words, anybody can write it, especially with ChatGPT now. But, to get somebody's genuine, you can see if people are genuine on their video, I think, anyway.
Yeah. And look, if you're a suit and tie guy, be the suit and tie guy. If you're the cap and sweater guy, be the cap and sweater guy, right? There's no set rule about who you have to be or who you have to conform to be. Just make sure that you're being yourself. Don't try to be somebody else, all right? Because fake smells, and people can smell it a mile away and they'll run the other way. So just keep it real. Whatever your persona is, whatever your character is. I mean, you look at the Grant Cardones, suit, tie, ultra professional. You have a look at Richard Branson. He'll cut off your tie if he sees you wearing one. You know what I mean? You look at the Elon Musk, you know, the guy looks like he barely has 2 cents to rub together.
Yeah. Tony Robbins,
you know,
it looks funny when he's in a suit, but that's him, you know, he's sort of,
yeah.
himself, definitely.
So be who you want to be. But my first little tip that I give to people is use your first name and your last name and the words real estate for everything. So mine is Bjorn Kunzel Real Estate Facebook, Bjorn Kunzel Real Estate Instagram, Bjorn Kunzel Real Estate YouTube. The reason being, if you're working at one firm, if it's Bjorn Kunzel Joe Smith's Real Estate and I leave Joe Smith's Real Estate, then I've got to start again. If it's Bjorn Kunzel Frank Black or Ray White or LJ Hooker or Professionals or Harris or whatever it is, and I leave that company, then I've got to recreate my persona again. So just have your first name, your last name, and the words real estate, and then that's it. I'm not Bjorn Kunzel EXP Realty. It's everything's just Bjorn Kunzel Real Estate. So I'll share my screen with you now. I just want to
leaving EXP because you're not, but you know, yeah. No joking.
Yeah, I mean, look, I put EXP everywhere because I just love the model, right? And I just think it's a no-brainer. But we're not here to talk about that or pump that. I want to help people that want to get a presence in social media. I've become an attraction agent where most of my business comes to me and it's dialed into me. I don't have to prospect for it. And it all comes based on referrals and looking after people. But people see me everywhere. I go to indoor cricket now and people come up to me, hey, Bjorn, how are you, mate? I've got no idea who they are. No idea who they are. But they're like, I see you all over the place on YouTube. I see you on my TV screens. My kids see you. You come up in between what they're watching on TV and whatnot. So I just want to show people how you get to that stage pretty quickly. So Let's start with Facebook. So if you can see my screen there, Lisa, my page, like I said, Bjorn Kunzel Real Estate. All right. The first thing that people see is some happy customers. And then there's a little bit of a plug. It's a sold sign, you know, sold by Bjorn, blah, 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 blah. Just shows a bit of competency there. But if you have a look and you scroll through my page, I've got this here, which is a deal that's pinned to the top. Okay, where I'm offering $3,000 worth of free marketing at settlement. So somebody sells their property with me at property settlement, I'm going to reimburse them for the marketing costs. So that's a point of difference. I've reached 59,940 people in the past 28 days, which isn't too bad. I'm sure there's other people out there that have reached 100,000 and whatnot, but it's not bad, right? Post engagements 9,960, which is good. All right. There's been less people that have liked my page in the past 10 days, but that's just how it goes. Yep. But if you have a look through here, you can see here, coming soon in Mount Barker, just the address, a photo at the front. All right. It's had 131 people being reached. I did a Facebook Live on that property this morning when I was out there. 41 people reached. Facebook Live gets really, really good algorithms, and Facebook Live for organic reach. If you're not putting any money behind a budget, you don't need paid ads and all this sort of stuff. They're great, but to start with, just do free content. If you post something every single day on Facebook Live that's relevant about real estate or something that's going on in your life, don't get too personal, right? Don't get political or religious and things like this, right? But if you want to talk about your fishing or, hey, I'm just about to go down to the park to Botanic Gardens, one of my favorite places to take the kids, people want to hear that. You know, hey guys, went fishing today, great catch, caught 17 whiting and 5 squid. Here's my catch here. People are like, hey guys, just giving you a property update report in the last 30 days. What's happened is there's been 17 properties that have sold in the suburb of X, the highest price being this, the lowest price being that, average days on market being this. 3 of those properties were my property. Just information combined with who you genuinely are. And it doesn't have to be cut and polished.
You're going to get better and better every time you do your videos as well. You're probably going to probably going to suck a little bit at the start, where everybody does, but, you know, you get better and better and better as you go. Yeah.
And, you know, put your new listings up there. All right. Videos, property videos. Now, these videos do big numbers. I want to show you one down here. There was a campaign that I ran when I was selling my parents' house recently, and it went absolutely gangbusters. See, here's me just sitting around the fire, right? Went absolutely gangbusters. I'm just going to find it. It's further down the page. And, you know, if you get a new listing, do a Facebook Live about this property's coming to the market. And then when you're at the open inspection, first open inspection, guys, I just wanted to wait a little while, you know, had 17 buyers come through, whatever, update, let people know what's going on. If you're celebrating with clients that you've sold for, these are sellers and buyers, and we've all got them together and we put on a spread and we brought them all together and we're having a drink with them, a champagne, and I think we had a bit of grappa that day as well, right? Just people want to see this sort of stuff, you know, make the photos fun. You know, this guy was in his Ugg boots. I said, show us your Uggies, you know, so he's got a photo there showing off his Ugg boots. Just have fun with it, right? That's what people want to see, you know. This guy's pretending that he's just popped open the champagne. That's Barley there having a good old laugh, but just have a little bit of fun with it. You know what I mean? There's nothing really that you can do right or wrong, as to speak. Just have fun with it and play around with it. But people love this sort of stuff. Now let me just go back into my page. Sorry. There was one campaign that I had, which was a video, because video gets massive views and massive attraction.
Beyond, can you hear me? Can you go back to the top? I just want to say something about your top. Oh, sorry. Oh, no, do it later. Yeah, do it later. I want to show, just before we go, like I want you to show the layover sticker, like on your for sale sign, like it's a layover sticker. Okay. I just want to show you.
Cool. Testimonials, right? Put testimonials up here. Like these testimonials, these things are great. And it doesn't matter. People say, what do you want me to say? Just say something nice, right?
Hi, guys. Just want to tell you, look at this sign. These beautiful people just sold my house. Over $1 million. Come on, give them a chance. They're amazing. Anytime, call them. They always stay waiting for you. Thank you.
Oh,
that's real, right? That's real. Somebody sees that screams competency, and it screams likability, and it screams trustworthiness from a client. If we sit here and go, hi, I'm a really likable agent, and I'm really trustworthy, and I'm the best #1 agent, now people don't give a rat's about that. They think, piss off with that, mind my language, that bullshit. They don't want to hear it, right? They don't want to hear it. But I want to show you this. I'm going to get down here because there was a property that I had that was my parents' home. And I said to my marketing manager, I've got a guy, Sean Egan, who does all my socials for me as far as my YouTube promotion and whatnot. I said, mate, I need you to crank this budget. Look at this. I said, I need you to crank this budget because I've got to get this property sold for my parents. Now, this was a Facebook Live. Look at that, 16,155 people reached. That's a lot of reach. Now, I'll just play you what I've done there.
Monday are going to be your absolute last chance to secure this absolutely amazing 4-bedroom home. You must get down here to 15 Janet Street, Para Vista. Brochures are printed. The brochures are ready. Look at this beautiful home. 4 bedrooms. Much loved. One owner since new. I'm going to be here Saturday, the 13th of May. That's tomorrow from 12 to 12:30 p.m. Then I'm going to be here on Monday, the 15th of May, from 5:30 to 6:15 p.m. We've got over half a dozen offers sitting on the table already. We're at an acceptable price point that we're thinking of accepting. We now have a guide, $680 to $720. You need to get down here this weekend or Monday. Otherwise, this home will be sold. If you like what you see.
All right. So basically, I'm just giving him a couple of days before the open. This is your last chance. There's a half a dozen offers on the table. Make no mistake. I'm going to be a Saturday from this time. I'm going to be Monday this time. After that, you call me at 7:01 p.m. on Monday, and sorry, it's too late. It's sold. Make no mistake. Now, what happens is the people that come through my opens, I tell them to follow my page for updates. So the people that have made the offers see that, right? And I'm telling it to the general public. I'm not having a conversation. Oh, Lisa, there's so many people interested, Lisa. You've got to get your best offer. And they think, yeah, sure I do. They see that in a public forum and they think, wow, okay, he's already got half a dozen offers and this is the last chance. And now he's got a guide on it. I've got to get moving. 16,000 impressions now.
Awesome. That's really good.
But This is another one here. New listing 222 440.
And the other thing I'd say to be on is like you mix it up on your page. It's not just all for sale. Like you've got a bit of video, you've got a bit of this, you've got a bit of that, which is, it's interesting. It's not just all boring, you know, just all houses for sale. There's a bit of everything.
Yeah, you just put a bit of everything in there. Look, when new people join our team, we celebrate that. There was one here, Chris Gajira. This is just a little ad that I've run with video. That had people reaching out for me to sell. There's ones here about, you know, what do I do for agents that join my network? There's one here where Chris Gajira made an icon, Mother's Day post, you know. So you just celebrate success of other people as well, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Mixing it up.
Mix it up, but you can notice that the majority of the content on here is all video based, right? And the video base is the stuff that gets the biggest traction. Here's one of my colleagues, Raymond, who got a great result. So I'm sharing his success on my page, right? Because we're a team here. Chris Gajira made Icon Agent. So I've gone like, congratulations, Chris, from 3 sales at his previous employer 2 years ago to a double Icon Agent, which means he's doing like 30 odd sales a year now.
Yeah.
So he's 10x his business, right?
Yeah.
It's just simple. Check your messages. Make sure you contact people in Messenger. But you said to me about going up to my top of my page. You wanted to know about these sold overlays.
Oh, no, I just wanted to show people the sold overlays. So I like how, you know, you have like 16 inspections, 14 offers or whatever you do. Oh, a different one here, but I like it that's just the sticker that you put over. You've got the property underneath that, obviously, which is your for sale sign. And then once it's sold, you've got you with the sold sticker, and then you can customize whatever you want to put on there. Yeah, which
this gets me so much business.
Yeah, I know. I love that.
This gets me so much business. People go, I've seen your sold sticker, and I've seen that you had 13 buyers missed out, and that you got a street record or whatever it is. Come sell my house, right? So promote this stuff on Facebook.
Yeah, people like stories, and you're doing like a little bit of a story.
Yeah, and just put stuff out there, you know. There's us, the 18 there at EXP. Just put stuff out there. That's another source. See, 64 buyers through, 12 written offers, more homes wanted, no sale, no charge. That gets business.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. And that reaches a lot of people very fast and very quickly.
Yeah.
So you've got more chance of you know, getting a wider reach. With that, you know.
Yeah, I think
so. Basically, that's it there.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, you know, on your personal page, so that's your work page, and that's very much, you know, work focused, but you've mixed it up and everything. And on your personal page, you can put like, you know, say I go kayaking. So I put a lot about my kayaking. I put a lot about, say, my son, Max, but then I mix it up with work as well. So it's kind of like, it's not all about the one thing. It's not all about work. It's not all about kind of mixing it up. You're just reminding people who you are, you know, and all that sort of thing. So, I mean, I never
I don't know if you...
Sorry?
I was going to say, I don't know if you guys have seen this, right? This stuff's gone viral, right?
Or this place would probably be...
So this is my personal page. So this is where I put stuff that's a bit funny. I wouldn't put this on my professional page. It's a little bit... But check this out, for example, right?
Yeah.
From the Reserve Bank of Australia. You know, the wankers who promise not to raise interest rates and then...
Yeah, that was funny, that one.
Like most
this is
don't know.
Gold, right? Now, that's probably a bit full on to put it onto your business page, right? You got to be a bit careful what you put on your business page. But this is my personal page. So this is just all different bits and pieces of stuff, right? I put a lot less on there than what I do on my other page. But Bjorn Kunzel Real Estate, Facebook, Bjorn Kunzel Real Estate, Instagram. But YouTube space and Google are huge. I'm going to show you this, right? Sean said to me, get video content and make it all look congruent. So the first thing that anyone will see when they look at any of my videos, it'll have EXP Australia presents, the address, and then my face, my name, my mobile number, and that will not change from property video to property video. It'll stay the same. And then what happens with YouTube, the first 5 seconds is free. So if this ad comes up in somebody's feed and they only watch it for 3 or 4 seconds, they haven't seen this stuff, which they think, what on earth is that about? What they have seen is this, which is real estate, Bjorn Kunzel, another one, right?
Yeah.
So and then it's just a property video, you know, and there's me doing a little bit of an intro.
Amazing solid brick 4-bedroom home in the heart of Para Vista, which being tastefully updated. Built on 696 square meters of land with an 18.5
Yeah, I won't bore you with all that, but it's just a property video with a quick intro. It goes through the property, and then at the end, there's an outro. So,
And I mean, the other thing is, Bjorn, is that, you know, sometimes people don't want to spend money. Facebook is free on your personal page and your business page. You don't have to do sponsored ads.
you don't.
YouTube's free. You know, we've got all the free platforms. Like if I create a piece of content, I put it on everything. Like I mainly focus on Facebook and Instagram. But to me, it takes me 10 minutes. If I create something, I put it on Facebook, put it on my business page, put it in my group, put it on Instagram, put it on Google Business, put it on Twitter. It doesn't take that long, you know, so it's you're just forming a presence no matter where you go, you know, and it's like if the person doesn't see you on Instagram, they might see you on Facebook, they might see you on YouTube, they might see you here. So, you know, it doesn't take that much time to post it onto the different platforms. So one piece of content can go so many different places, you know.
Exactly. And it just gets you known. Now, this was a video that I did myself. Now, this one only had 126 views, right?
Yeah.
I actually found the buyer for my mum and dad's house off market before realestate.com and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I found the buyer for their house there, which was paying a lot more than what everyone else was. I said to my parents, I think this is about 50 grand more than what we were expecting. But we're at this point now, we haven't spent any advertising. The buyers come from my network, from my database. So they're highly motivated and they know me and they've got a relationship with me already and they missed out on others. So, you know, I think this is our buyer. But for the sake of $3,000, knowing that we've already got $50,000 more than we want, I think we should make sure there's no stone unturned. And then we did paid advertising. We spent $3.5 grand. We did a $600 YouTube, Google, Facebook, Instagram marketing campaign. We did realestate.com. We did professional photos, brochures, floor plans, site plans, signboard, letterbox distribution, 3D tour, professional video, and the whole lot. Now, this is the professional video that we did. Where is that one? Let me just find it. The professional video that we did, we've got, look at this one here, ended up getting 2,400 views from paid advertising, right? Different video once again. But what I'm saying is you don't necessarily need 2,400 views. The other property with 126 views got the buyer, right?
Yeah.
So if you can find yourself a way to utilize your socials to be able to not rely on realestate.com anymore. I sell probably 30 houses a year off market, right? With $0 cost to me, just a bit of my time doing a video, taking some photos, getting it edited, which isn't that hard. And I'm selling 30 odd properties a year just like that. And then there's the other 40 odd or 50 odd that I sell online. Now, if you look at the stats of some of this stuff here, this campaign here, 111,000 impressions, right? And it's all vendor paid advertising. This one here, like I said, 1,600 views, right? This one here, if you look at the stats, 10,139 impressions, 39.8% of these views were on a TV screen.
Yeah,
so basically it's like having a TV ad.
That blows my mind that people watch YouTube on TV.
Because they've all got smart TVs now, right?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't think to do it, but it's crazy. Like people are saying more and more.
So look at this, right? The cost, 15.7% of the cost on the TV, 37.6 on mobile, right? But if you have a look at this, the views, 39.8% of the views are on a TV screen. So I'm basically getting a TV ad, right? My kids sit down and watch stuff on YouTube, right? Kids shows, whatever.
And then
my ad comes up.
Yeah, Max is older. He just used to have the iPad, but yeah, now the kids would watch it all on YouTube, wouldn't they?
Yep.
Yeah.
This is that digital campaign I did for my parents. 251,715 impressions. Now, they say that you need to be seen about 7 to 11 times before people start to remember who you are. Well, there's 251,000 people that I've just added to my tribe once. Now, with this marketing as well, because I've got the algorithm set up, it's retargeted. So now I'm creating custom audiences. So what's happening now is these custom audiences are getting retargeted again and again and again and again. So once I've had 7 or 11 properties, right, if they're thinking of selling in the future, I've pretty much like got a 90% chance that I'm getting called in for the business.
So cool.
And then when I go in for that business with my value proposition, which can't be matched by the franchise agents, unfortunately, because of the systems, I'm literally closing like 95% of the business that I go for. I'm getting it. I'm getting those listings.
You're taking in these stats into your listing presentation too, aren't you? I would
No,
imagine.
I'm not. No.
You're not? Wow. I mean, if you showed me that, if I'm a vendor and you showed me that, I'd be like, wow, that's awesome. Like that, I'd want to sign up with you just for that.
Can I tell you something?
Exposure. What?
I don't do any pre-listing kits.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're the worst thing that you can do.
Oh,
The worst thing that you can do is give people information. Because as soon as you hand over information, let me review it and I'll think about it.
I know. I don't mean this as a pre-list. I mean in your listing presentation to show me. I don't mean pre-list. I used to do listing kits.
I'll bring up the video, and I'll bring up the video and go, oh look, here's a video that's had 2,500 views, whatever. This is what we do. I'll explain it. But I don't bombard people with marketing. I go into a listing presentation with nothing but a sales agency agreement, a bit of paper and a pen, and that's it. Because as soon as you leave people with information, it gives them an excuse to go, okay, well, thanks for that. You've given me a lot to think about. I'm going to go over this documentation and get back to you. I've got another 17,000 agents coming out to see me, and I'm going to compare all of them, and then I'll make a decision. So I give them a system.
You're so different. Like you go in with that. Chris Jansen goes in with a listing kit and whatever. I used to go in with a listing kit. Like everybody's different, aren't they? Like I couldn't just go in with a notepad. Like I couldn't. That's me. I love to show, like I'm very visual. So I love to see it. Like me, I love to see this. Some people want to hear it. I want you to show me that. You know what I mean? So I'm very much that. So it's everybody's different, aren't they? Like what you do works.
I used to do pre-listing kits, and I used to do presentation and folders and documentation and that, and I was winning about 23% of the listings. Since I've come over to EXP and I'm using my special system, which I'll keep as a secret squirrel for me and my team, and if they want to find out about it, they can join me in my team, and then I'll teach them the secret of how to win 95% of the listings you're going to. But for now, all I'm saying is that keep it simple. Right? The more information you give people, the harder it is for them to make a decision. Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Vendor. Would you like option A, B, C, D, E, F, G, or H? Versus, hello, Mr. and Mrs. Vendor. Tell me about yourself. Based on what you've told me, Lisa, I think that this is the best way for you. Would you agree with that? One option. Does that sound right? Yes. You got to, yeah, happy with that? Yes. Does this make sense? Yes.
The main thing is building that trust and the relationship. And obviously doing this stuff on social media helps. Everybody, like I believe everybody will Google you before they do business with you. If I'm going to get a real estate agent, I'm going to Google them. So I'm going to see what you have online, whether or not I like you, what are your interests, am I going to trust you, who else are you friends with on Facebook? I kind of want to know a little bit about it for such a big decision. So all the things that you're saying is going to help build that trust and build that relationship. I'll watch video testimonials on somebody. I will read the reviews, and sometimes the reviews aren't all that good, but you might not on real estate or something else. It might be hotel rooms or something. And so you read it and you go, oh, that person's just complaining about, nothing. But at least it gives you an insight. And it's the same thing, all of these things that we do to build that profile of who we are and how we're going to take care of people. It's free. All of this is free. It's free information. This is your resume. As a seller, I'm coming on here. What's Bjorn's resume? Okay, I'm going to go to his YouTube. I'm going to go to his Facebook. I'm going to go to, read his reviews. This is our online resume. And this is why it's so important. If you're new in real estate, I would be videoing. I'd be doing as many videos as I can, as many things as I can. Just get that looking up there, adding all of that it looks like you've been here for 20 years, get your content up.
Exactly.
Exactly. That's what I did when I had a real estate office in Wollongong and I moved to Mossman, and there were real estate agents there that were there for 100 years. And I was like, man, I need to make it look like I've been there for a long time. So it was like just creating video, this, like everything. Yeah. And, you know, if you've only got a couple of videos up, do more, you know, get out there and film for a whole day, take photos, do this, just have a solid profile, have your resume, get some people to do some video testimonials for you. Even if you haven't sold real estate, you might have a solicitor that you can go to, somebody that's prominent in the community that can vouch for you as a person. You know, that if I was going to list my property, I've known Beyond for 25 years. You know, I'd definitely go with Beyond. Just get some of those. It doesn't have to be people that have bought or sold through you. It can just be a character reference, somebody that's willing to put their reputation on the line for you.
Spot on.
You know, so I think
share other successes from other agents that are in your office that you're working in, or your network, or your brand, or your company that you're working in, and ask them, is it okay if I share this? And be like, look, we've just sold at XYZ Real Estate. We've just sold this other amazing property. Go stand at the front of the property. You know, if your face isn't on the signboard, you don't need to film the signboard. You know what I mean? Just give content. Hey guys, what does a conveyancer do? Hey guys, finance. Today's tips about just give people information and tips. If you don't have success to talk about, find someone else's success to talk about that you're associated with, and just give people information and content, because you've got to give before you ask for anything. And on socials, this is like having a billboard and having ads everywhere. You know what I mean? Like everything's there, and this is what people need to see. They need to be seeing you, right?
Yeah, that's right.
They need to be seeing you everywhere, because once you've got that competency up and people go, oh, I see your stuff everywhere, they know that you not only sell real estate, but you're good at real estate and you're at the top of the game. They see you more than any other agent that's out there. They see the real side of you as well, right? Now, not everyone's going to like you or appeal to you. Not everyone appeals to me. The 5% that I don't list are the ones that want to see all that information that I don't give them, right? But they are, in my opinion, they tend to be the ones that, can I please check over the ad before you post anything? Can I please look at the order of the photos? Can I please be at the photos and tell you what angles to take the photo? They're a pain in the freaking ass, and I don't want to deal with them.
But you know what? The people that probably, you know, that go with you, even if you don't leave them anything, they would have researched you anyway. So you haven't left them anything, but they've got all of this information anyway. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So
if
so
you
they've
didn't
seen
have anything and you didn't leave anything, it'd be a different story. But you've got,
of course,
you've got your reputation, you've got your credibility, and that's what everybody else has to work towards. And if you're new in real estate too, you can be the expert or you can be the reporter. You know, you can be the one that's actually doing it and saying, I've sold this, or you can be the reporter, as you said. You can report what other agents are doing. And even if you haven't sold it, or you don't have an office that you can report some results, it is, as you said, there's been 17 sales in the area, and get to know those sales. So look at what's sold. You know, there was one that sold for 2.3, there was another one that sold for 1.2, there was another one this. You know, just start to give some of those market updates as well. And don't bore people too long. You know, we don't want a 5-minute market update. Nobody cares about that. But just show that you are, you know, that you're out there and you're interested in real estate. You're, you know, you're letting people know relevant content.
And you know, the best stuff is the testimonial stuff.
Yeah, and not lights, camera, action.
You know,
it's in the lounge room. It's just asking questions, and it's real. Yeah.
Just real, you know.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be polishing out. I'm not a suit and tie guy. I'm a polo shirt kind of guy, right? I like to come across more of a tradesman than a real estate agent. I deal with mums and dads. My average sale price used to be around about $450. Now, with obviously the COVID inflation, it's gone up to around about the $800K mark. But I'm not dealing with $5 or $6 or $7 million houses. Like somebody in Sydney in the most affluent area might go, look at this guy, he looks like a cowboy wearing a cap, right? I get that, right? For my area, this is what people want. If I rocked up in a Ferrari wearing an Armani suit and a Rolex, they'll think I was an absolute wanker, right? Yeah. But if I was selling a $12 million waterfront home, they probably want me in the Ferrari and they want me wearing that $50,000 Rolex, because otherwise they think this guy's not in our league, right? So you've got every area is different, every clientele is
Gotta
different, every
adapt.
demographic's different.
You know, sometimes, you adapt to who your client is. You walk into the house,
Yeah.
you might sit on the floor. You know what I mean? It might
Yeah.
be that you might just feel more comfortable. You know, they're going to feel more comfortable. You're sitting down on the floor and having a chat. They might sit down on the floor. You might sit at the table. You might, you might take your jacket off. You might have your jacket on. You adapt and talk and relate to the person. And that's communication skills, isn't it? That's sort
It
of
is.
things as you learn. Yeah, as you go.
The one strategy, I learned something from a guy called Michael Sheargold, and in my opinion, I think he's one of the best real estate trainers
He's
out
lovely.
there
He's really
because
nice.
he doesn't come at it from a real estate agent's point of view. He comes at it from a consumer point of view.
Yeah.
And he taught me this. He said, the first thing you need to do not go into a house and start walking around with the house straight away and get straight into business, because then all of a sudden they're analyzing you like, do I want to do business with this person, right? And they haven't had time for their brain to settle down to get comfortable with you. So all of a sudden they're second guessing everything you're doing, and they've got their guard up about everything you're doing because you just bang straight to business.
Mm-hmm.
Sit down with the customer first, come in, break the ice, right? Bit of rapport building. Do you mind if I put my bag down, lead your way to the desk and sort of take charge and put your bag down on the kitchen table?
Yeah.
And then go, do you mind if we have a seat? So tell me a little bit about yourself. How long have you lived here for? And just have a conversation, because converse, get to know them, get their guard down before you talk any business.
Yeah.
Then once you've understood about who they are, what they want to do, when they want to do it, where they want to go and why, then get into the whole. So who actually referred you to me, by the way? Always throw that line in there, because most of the time they'll give you an answer. Or they might go, oh, no, I've just seen you on YouTube, or I've seen you on Facebook, or I've seen your signboards everywhere. Okay, I just wanted to know because most of my business is referred to me. And then that plants a seed. Okay, you don't get referred to unless you're good at what you do, right? So you've got to plant all these little subliminal seeds.
Yeah.
All right. So now that I understand your situation, let's have a bit of a look around, and then look around the house, right? I was taught the other way. Get in there, do the tour, and then sit down at the end and then pull out a flip chart and start talking about how great you are. People don't care about me. They don't care about you as an agent. They care about themselves. WIIFM, what's in it for me? That's the only channel they care about.
Nation, yeah.
That's the only channel they care about, right? So put all your stuff about how good you are and all that sort of stuff on all your socials, and all the stuff that people can choose to click on or choose not to click on, right? Have that be your advertising billboard, like, wow, I sold this with this many offers and this many things and this many that. And then when you're face to face with them, be very humble and just be a human being. Yeah. Because that's already done the speaking. Exactly. Don't yell at them. Don't yell down there, rah. They don't want it.
I think it's good when you're with someone talking about video testimonials. Like I used to do a lot of video testimonials, and I tried to have like a really big range of video testimonials for all different kinds of people. So it might be a little old lady, it might be a developer, it might be whatever. And I would show the video testimonial from that person that I thought that person could relate to, to go like, if they're like, oh, I'm nervous, I haven't bought another property yet. Oh, you know what? I've got this lady here, and, I'd really love to show you the video testimonial. And in that video testimonial, I got that lady to say, you know what? I was really nervous about, not buying a property first, and, da-da-da. So you've got video testimonials that overcome some of those objections that, people are going to be worried about, and that person then can relate to that person as well. So, those video testimonials are not only, they're obviously on your website and all that sort of thing. You can put them on social media, you can put them on your website, but also on your phone. If it's something that person might go, oh my gosh, that's exactly how I feel. And they were okay. It might just be something that helps that person see, that everything's going to be okay and they can trust you. I think that's really important too.
Like talking about video testimonials, this one's really powerful, right? Like check this one out, right? Watch this one with this lady here. This is a lovely lady.
You're here with Diane from 1 Marble Avenue, Gillis Plains. Diane, how are you feeling?
Oh, I am over the moon, totally relieved. Couldn't express my gratitude to Bjorn and what he's done in making this transition for me just so smooth and stress-free. I'm just, over the moon. Thank you.
So we did a off-market campaign to start with.
Yes.
And I believe you had a private offer at $650.
Yes.
And we did an off-market campaign, and we got an offer, I think, up to $675, was it?
That's correct. Yeah.
So we got an extra 25 grand
Yep.
from doing off market, but then we felt there was still more.
Mm-hmm.
And then we did a little bit of marketing. And then here we are, what was it, about a week or a couple of weeks later?
Yeah, just over
A
a
couple of
week.
weeks later.
Yeah.
Yep. And now we've got you a result that's got a 7 in front of it.
I know. And that just means in my mature age, I'm going to be able to have a lot.
Diane.
Oh,
Starts crying.
Yeah.
I love it when they cry like
Right.
that. Happy tears.
Yeah, but I mean, how real is that? Like that's as real as it gets.
I don't like the video testimonials where it's like lights, camera, action, professional, whatever. I like the ones in the lounge, in the kitchen. That it's like you say, it's just real, it's raw, it's really how they feel. And another thing we should say, the best time to get a video testimonial is, I believe, on unconditional contract, just when it is the high, you've taken the deposit, it's going ahead, whatever. That is the best time to get a video testimonial. And also when you go into listing presentation and you tell people, you show them video testimonials or whatever, and you say, and when I sell your property, I would love to get you to do a video testimonial for me. That's my goal. I want to, make you happy that you do a video testimonial for me as well. So you're setting the seed then that you want a video testimonial. And then, you're also saying that you're going to be working hard to get that, that's your goal, is to make sure they're happy. So you're planting that seed then as well.
See, you can see, and when I say to people, I say, look, before we run, why don't we crawl? Why don't we walk? Right. So why don't we just test the market and see how we go first, right? Because I've sold properties with $0 marketing and got more than what other agents have quoted them for. And you tell them a story. And you tell a story to the seller, and the seller thinks, here we go. Yeah, sure you have, mate. Yep, sure. Yeah, wow, you got him an extra 40 grand. Yeah, sure you did, mate. Sure you did. And then you go, actually, hold on a minute. Let me show you. Actually, here it is right here.
Yeah.
And then you bring it up.
That's it. To me, it's substantiating what you say. That to me, the listing kit, as you said, to me, it's substantiating what I say. I can say it, if somebody else says it, or I can show them. To me, that's really important.
Like, this guy's pretty rough around the edges.
Can't really hear him, Beyond.
Can't hear it very well.
I can't hear.
Before I
Can you hear it now?
because I know you got a few other quotes from other people. Yeah.
About 3 or 4.
Right. And what did they say as far as price went?
About 450 to 460.
And what did we get for you?
500.
And how long did it take?
One viewing.
And how much money?
Euro.
Big golden nugget, guys. So if you want to find out how I can maybe help you the same way as I've helped Andrew and Sarah, give me a call. We do things a little bit differently at EXP. And
Right. So I'll tell a story about how I can get you sold from $0 advertising, no sale, no charge, risk-free, cancel anytime, no lock-in contract. Forget about signing up for 90 days with an agent. You didn't meet your partner and get married on the first date. Hey, if you want to buy a Toyota Land Cruiser, take it for 2 weeks. Run it through the creeks, thrash the living daylights out of it. If you like it, come back and pay 140 grand for it. Don't drive around the block with a flashy salesperson who tells you how great they are, and you're driving on a bitumen road and you pay 140 grand for this car. Try before you buy. And then they'll go, this sounds too good to be true. This is the biggest objection I get. This EXP thing sounds too good to be true, Bjorn. I say, well, it's not, because then I show them these testimonials, right? And there's lots and lots of them there. And once I've shown them the testimonials, and you can see here, there's a whole stack of them in here. Like these heaps of testimonials in here. Way back. It gives you credibility.
You know what I'd say with you, Bjorn? You're more the puppy dog clothes, and anybody in sales will know the puppy dog clothes. You take the puppy dog home, and then you don't want to take them back to the pet store. That would be you, Bjorn, because if somebody started working with you, you're like the puppy dog. They wouldn't want to take you back to the store, Bjorn. You sure you don't want to abandon me, put me in a plastic bag and dump me? No, they wouldn't.
RSPCA?
They'd be like, oh, once I got Bjorn, I can't dump him, So, you do the puppy dog clothes with yourself, which is good. Yeah.
So, but the golden message here is, and the key is, like, just have integrity in everything you do, and just be yourself and be real about it, right?
And And
that's it.
don't worry about what other people say. Now, I still want you to do that video. One day you're going to. Now, I just want to say, so there was a video when we first started in EXP.
I know.
And have you got the video?
Yeah.
Oh, show it.
I might have it here. Let me have a look.
Just loved it. And you know what? We copped some flack when we started in EXP. Oh, it's a pyramid scheme. This, whatever. And now look at us, right? Yeah.
All right. Do you want to see it? Here you go.
Yeah, I love it.
All
What?
right. So
What?
when I had the balls to go, you know what? I've seen this model. It works. I'm an entrepreneur. I want to do this, right? Because I'm sick and tired of giving away everything to everybody else, right?
Mhm.
And the whole Tom Panos thing, you know, the broke $1 million agent. I've earned $1 million gross commission. 10% goes to my company. So now I'm on 900 grand, right? And then I've got to pay another 30% split. So now I'm sitting at, you know, 600 grand, whatever. Then I've got to pay Cheryl, Rob, and Frank 80 grand each. So now I'm sitting at, you know, and the next thing you know, the $1 million agent is taking home 350 grand, and then they're paying tax on that, right?
Yeah.
So don't be that guy, right? And I didn't want to be that guy. And I thought, I'm going to do this. Myself, Chris, and Mike decided to do this, and we got slack. We got hammered, right? Everyone in South Australia 3 years ago laughed at us, Lisa.
I know. You posted this video and people were having a go, and we're like, really? You're going to be laughing soon. And this is what I mean.
Well,
don't worry about what people say, because you just keep going and it doesn't matter.
the people that have the balls and the guts and the determination to say, I'm doing this because I believe in it.
Exactly.
If you believe you can, you believe you can't, right either way. Now, here we are, Lisa, 3 years on, as of the 1st of June. We are officially, and this isn't me saying this, like, oh, we're number one. This is official statistics from realestate.com in South Australia for the past 6 months. EXP Realty has listed and sold amongst our agent network more real estate than any other brand or office in South Australia. So we are officially number one in South Australia above all other brands. We are number one above Harris Real Estate, which is one of the most reputable brands in the country. Right? They're a huge network.
Come on, show the video. Come on, everyone's waiting. I'm waiting.
So
I love this video.
This is where it started, where people laughed at us. And now who's laughing? We are.
I know.
Check this out. I like this video, but others hate it.
I love it.
We definitely got a bit of laughter.
I love it. Who cares?
Three amigos. We have changed the real estate game, Lisa.
Yeah, I know. I love it. And then now you're going to do another one, and you're going to have, how many agents are in South Australia now?
There's 45 of us active, and there's another 3 about to join us. And Chris is talking with another 6. Like this is
I want the video to be that, like, and then fast forward, to go fast forward to 3 years, and then it's like all these other agents walking down the street, just walking down. I get goosebumps. Oh, I love it. I love it.
My idea is we're walking, and then people just start coming from everywhere until there's like 50 of us walking down the street. I guarantee you, Lisa, another 3 years time, I reckon my team here will be at least 200 strong. The amount of agents, the agents that were laughing at us at the beginning, are now commenting on my stuff and being like, "Hey, Bjorn, great video, great." Now they're starting to think like, "Okay, I've made an enemy and give it and had him like, Bjorn, you suck. You're an underdog. Rah. Now actually, I'm losing this business to Bjorn. Hey, Bjorn, like your video. Hey, Bjorn, liking my post on that, because I reckon they're wanting to repatch that relationship so they can come and join the team. To be completely honest with you."
I had people laugh at me and say, "What the hell are you doing? Oh, who's this brand? Da da da." And now, they're looking at joining, or they've joined, or, it's you just got to have belief in yourself, belief in your product, and you just got to put your foot down and work hard. That's all.
I said to my videographers, I said, I want a cool like EXP, like boom, EXP, right? This is my favorite bit. They come up with this. I love this. Ready? I love it. I love the explosion. I love the explosion, right? But we had a bit of fun with it. But now, look, for 12 months, nobody joined us, right? Everyone thought it was hogwash. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you want to know the majority of the agents that are joining us now? And this is going to sound racist, but it's not racist. Okay. I've got Cambodian, Vietnamese, Russian, German, English, Bangladesh,
Yep.
you name it in my team, right?
Yep.
The majority of the Indians that are coming on board
Yep.
are from an ethnic background. A lot of them are the Indians, right?
Yep.
Now, say what you want about whoever you want. They work hard. They outwork the competition. They're smart. Everyone's going, oh, they're taking over. They're taking over all the servos. They're taking over all the business. You know why? Because they're smart. Right? I hate to say it. I hate to say this, Lisa, but the ones that aren't coming on, they're the Aussies. And unfortunately, it's like, nah, mate, nah, sounds like a bit of a scam. Nah, it's too good to be true. Nah, look, but my boss is great. He takes me out for a steak once a month, you know, all that sort of stuff. Like, seriously, the ethnic agents, the ones that have got that entrepreneurial drive, the Krish Kajiras that have gone from 3 to 30 listings, the Buri Sons from Cambodia who have gone from like 0 listings to like 40 listings in their first year.
Yes.
All these guys that are from entrepreneurial mindset that don't have any ego, all they do is they see opportunity and they go, hold on a minute. So I can have a Toyota Land Cruiser for the same price as a push bike. Is that basically what you're saying here? So basically, it sounds too good to be true, but I can have a Toyota Land Cruiser for the same price as an electric. Why am I an electric push bike? I want the Land Cruiser. It makes sense. I'm going for it. And these are all the guys that are succeeding and doing it. And the ones that are laughing at us are the ones that are still paying 50% or 60% to their boss, right? Now, I didn't want to get this into an EXP plug, but stuff it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right?
I know. We always end up talking about it, don't we? Yeah.
Well, who doesn't want 100% commission? Who doesn't want to be earning company shares? Who doesn't want to be able to grow a rent roll and not have to manage it? I said, I've just started doing my property management, right? I picked up 2 rentals today. Mr. and Mrs. Vendor, I can do 6.6% management fee for you. It's high tech. We use the same systems as Toop and Toop use as far as digital systems go. You've got a team of property managers, not one property manager working for you. Yep, cool. Where do we sign? Yep, cool. Where do we sign? I explain in the living room how our system works compared to how the other models work, and everyone goes, wow, that's a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer, you know? And it all starts off, Mr. and Mrs. Vendor, do you want one agent working for you or do you want 45? I've got a team of 45. Now, if I was at the franchise, I'm giving away 50% of my income, which is what franchise agents have to do. They're giving away 50%, 40%, 30% of their income. Do you really think they want to share whatever's left with anybody?
Yeah.
No, of course they don't. They work in the same office, they smile to each other, but they'll stab each other in the back to get a listing in some cases, not all cases. At EXP, we're on 100% commission, Mr. and Mrs. Vendor. So I can say to my team, I've got this property at XYZ Street. Guys, go and find me a buyer that's willing to pay more than what my buyers are. And if they do, you can have 20% of the commission. And I'm still on 80%, which means I'm still 30% better off than the franchise agents. So do you want 45 agents working for you, plus my team around Australia? Or do you just want one real estate agent trying to stand on the front door, that guy that's down at the mall trying to play the banjo and the drums and the keyboard and all that at once? And they go, makes sense. Do you want no sale, no charge, cancel anytime, risk-free? Makes sense. Or would you rather get locked in for 90 days and pay $3.5 grand marketing? No, makes sense. This is why we're winning. This is why we're winning the business. This is why we're growing. This is why we've become #1 in SA, because it's a no-brainer proposition. The agent wins, the client wins, the customer wins. Our proof is all over social media. Our signboards are everywhere throughout Adelaide. You know,
we're taking over. Like, we're taking over Australia. Sorry, but we are.
We're going to take over the entire industry.
Join us.
We are going to take over the entire industry. There's a reason why I was agent number 13 when there was only 14,000 agents in 4 countries. And now, 3 years on, we're in 88,000 agents strong in 24 countries. And we're about to expand into 22 others. Our CEO is a multi-billionaire, right? Like, I think the CEO of Ray White's worth, like, I think 500 million Australian dollars or something around about there. Our guy's worth like 2.6 billion US dollars, which is the equivalent of probably 5 billion Australian dollars, right? And people think, oh, it's a fad, it's a small company, you know. Oh, I tell you what, Lisa, it's the best thing I've ever done. And all of this social media and all of this coming together with the offering that we've got, it's the it's the Bugatti of real estate. It really is.
I know. And so when are you going to do this other video?
Sorry.
When you
Well,
get a video with everyone,
we got to get the whole team together. It's hard to get 48 odd people together. And then once we do the
you're gonna
video,
have to
there'll be
pick a
another.
date. Pick a date in 2 months and say we're doing this video. Everybody, if you want to be in it, you need to turn up on this day and just do it. Come
I
on.
think we need some way that we can computer generate the other people as they come
Maybe
in.
I come over for it too.
know.
I'll come over too. I'll go
Yeah.
like here in 2 months, and then we walk up to get. I want to be in the video too. Can I?
You can be in the video. We'll get everyone together. But you know what I mean? Like we do things differently, right? If you stay in your comfort zone, like I don't like doing videos. Well, then if you're happy with the commission you're writing and you're happy with what you're earning, don't do videos. But if you want to go to the next level, start doing videos. Right? Facebook Live is an absolute game changer, and it's free, right? Don't worry if you stumble, if you make mistakes. Like, who cares, right? People go, I don't want to do a live video because if I make a mistake, who cares if you make a mistake, right? You're human.
Stop sharing. Stop sharing your screen. We're still sharing.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, I think so too. It's like you can't be worried about getting out there. You just have to. You can't worry about what people say. And, you know, as you said, people come up to you and go, oh, yeah, I've seen your videos. Like, you don't know who's going to know you. You know, you might not know them, but they know of you. So that's the great thing about this as well. And if they like you, know you, trust you, you're halfway there.
You know, this is going to sound funny. My business has got to a point now where I'm comfortable. I've got work-life balance. I've got all the money in the world that I need, right? It just comes in abundance. I see my kids more, everything, right? But this is the funny thing. I've had to get to a point in my business. Let's say, Lisa, like I've met you and we've talked. Okay, Lisa, I'll see you then. No worries. I come out. Hey, Lisa, how you going? Beyond it. All right, Lisa. So how do you feel about right? We do the business. You sign up with me. The first phone call is going to be like, hey, Lisa, how are you, mate? Right? That's how I start talking. Hey, Lisa, how are you, mate? And then eventually I'm going to drop the Lisa. And it's going to be like, hey, mate, how you going? Bjorn here again. Hey, mate, how are you? I'm the guy that calls everyone mate. Now, there's a reason for that. When I go to the shopping center and someone comes up to me, if you come up to me in 6 months' time after I've sold your house,
You've forgotten their name.
and you're like, hey, Bjorn, how are you? And I've called you Lisa through the whole sales campaign. And I go, you come up to me and go, hey, how are you? How you been? And I don't mention your name. You think, he's forgotten about me.
Yeah.
No, it was all about the money, right? I can't remember hundreds of people, but if I go, hey, mate, how are you, mate? You go, yeah, that's what he calls me. He calls me mate. Like, we became good mates. Do you know what I mean? So I've had to come to a strategic point in my business where I change everyone from their name. And then after a few interactions, they become mate, just so that when I see them in the future and they come up to me, hey, Bjorn, you go, hey, mate, how are you? Oh, that's
so
what
if I see you, if I come over to Adelaide and I see someone, you go, g'day, mate. I'll go,
hey, mate, how are you? No, I'll never
everyone from now on is going to think you've forgotten their name when you say mate.
Well, you know what?
No joke.
The customers don't watch these things, Lisa. It's a real estate agents who watch
No, if you
these
say it to me, I mean, no, that's
well, no. Look,
No.
I'll never forget everybody in the team, everybody that's you know, that you deal with on a regular basis. I mean, we talk a few times a week, so that's very different. But when you do have a customer, like if they tell me their address, I'll remember the house. Oh yeah, 29 Smith Street. Yeah, that's right. We got you sold you back in 20. I remember the property address, but I can't remember the name.
I know.
Because
Yeah.
I'm so focused on the property and getting the property sorted for them that I think that's more important than remembering their name.
Yeah.
But it's just funny because people come up to me, and I even had one guy that came up to me, and this is a bit R-rated. Warning. He come up to me, he goes, Bjorn, I'm not happy, mate. I am not happy. You've ruined my private time. I was in the bathroom looking at certain things, and you freaking popped up in an ad, didn't you? And ruined it for you. Goes, Bjorn. I said, mate, I don't choose where these Google ads run, mate. Like, if you could be looking at car parts, you could be looking at something to buy online, you could be on eBay, you could be what the ads come up. This ad came up apparently on a particular site while something was taking place, and this client joked about it with me, but he was like, you're everywhere, mate. You're even in places where you shouldn't really be. And I was like, well,
no.
Hey, look, what can I say? I'm like, you do love me, though. It's not that bad, is it? You know, we had a bit of a joke about it, but that's the power of these things. Like, I was at cricket the other day, and one of my mates that I haven't seen for a while because he hasn't been playing for 6 months come to me, goes, Bjorn, making way too much money, aren't you? I said, why is it? He goes, oh, well, my kids are watching you every freaking day on YouTube. And I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, oh yeah, they watch you and your ad comes up and they watch some more TV and then you get the 4 ads and one of them is yours. And then a few ad slots later, you come up again and they keep saying, there's Bjorn, there's Bjorn. He's like, bloody
That's
hell. He's
good.
like, you're trying to get me to buy a house or something. I said, no, man. I said, I'm just marketing, but I keep it targeted to my area. So what we do is we do from where I'm mainly stationed, 10-kilometer radius. And everything goes in there. There's about, I think it's about 150,000 homes being targeted.
Yeah.
And whichever property I've got, I'll specifically target around that particular property. But what I'm getting at is it works. I'm being seen everywhere. Now, when you get seen everywhere and you become a household name, you get called in for the business. Yeah. And when you're competent at what you do, it's not hard to get a client to, take you from a quote to take you from, to selling their home.
Yeah.
And the buyers see what's going on as well. And when you put a lot of happy buyer activity and that sort of stuff out there as well, it can't all just be in favoritism of the seller because they'll think this guy's going to screw me over when I go to buy for him. You've got to show happy buyers as well, and you've got to make it an excitement thing. I remember I used to get buyers to come to my office and meet my personal assistant and give them a gift basket and she'd take a photo with them. And that was it. And now I realize, what was I doing? Now I'll go and meet every single client at the house. I'll set aside up to 2 hours. Some of them I'll bring a 6-pack of beer with me to have a beer with them or a champagne. And I'll just sit there and talk about life with them and give them the keys and let them look around and show them everything works.
Buy a house. Exactly.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this, most of the properties that I've sold in the past, I would say I've got about a 75% comeback rate. Meaning that if I've sold somebody a house, there's a 75% chance of when they resell it, they'll come back to me.
Yeah.
So you just got to make people feel special. So hopefully that helps the people out there, how to get a bit of social media presence to sort of become a rock star in your area, as to speak. And there's other agents that are more well-known than me in my area. There's agents that do twice as many transactions as me in my area. But at the moment, that's because of my choice. I don't want to go from that $500,000 agent having a life to becoming $1 million agent
and no life,
right? Because I don't need $1 million.
Exactly.
I'm happy because you know what? As a $500,000 agent at EXP, Lisa, guess what? I get to take home about $475,000 of that. Maybe another 25 grand goes towards my business. I'm still taking home 450. Yeah, the government take their portion in tax, but it's a lot better than what I'd be earning if I was $1 million agent somewhere else. You know what I mean? And I don't have to work as hard and I don't have to work as much. But the clients that I do take on, I give them 100% focus, 100% energy. The property that I sold for my parents the other day, funny enough, I use the exact same strategy for them as what I do with every single stranger that I meet.
Yeah, no, that's
so it's not hypocritical.
Treat everybody like your mum and dad. That's
treat
good.
everybody like, and forget about what do I have to say to get the business and what do I have to do. Don't try to trick people. Don't make it about you. Just help the person in front of you and forget about yourself. Imagine you're a multi-billionaire. You don't need a single dollar from anyone and just try to help the people. And I guarantee you, they will want to do business with you.
But I think that's a good point too. You do treat people like they're your mum and dad or they're your sister or they're your brother. Like you've got to have that kind of mentality. You want to look after that person. You want to save them. You want to, you want to do the right thing by them. I think that comes across too when you genuinely want to help someone. Yeah.
The only time you don't want to treat someone like your parents or your brothers or your sisters is if you don't like your parents or you don't like your brothers or your sisters. Then don't treat them like that.
No, exactly.
Treat the people like somebody that you really care about, that you really love, that you really like, and treat them like that. Whether that's your best friend, whether it's your mum, whether it's your dad, whether it is your brother or sister. Right? I was having a bit of a joke there, but some people fight with their siblings. Some people don't like their parents. Yeah, that's just the way life is. So treat people with the dignity and respect they want to be treated with. Come across real and genuine in everything you do. Try to be positive, not negative. Oh my God, if you don't sell today, the property is going to crash and you're going to be doomed. You'll end up homeless, sleeping on a bridge. Don't try fear tactics, right? People say to me, what do you think the market's going to do? I say, look, personally in South Australia with 700,000 migrants coming into the country, I don't think the market's going to go backwards at all. I think it's just going to keep on climbing up and up and up and up and up. So maybe if you do sell in 6 months, you might be better off. I don't know. I also know there's going to be a whole heap of people coming off the 1.99% fixed rates now for the next 6 months. And then if a property comes up with one of those clients, it's got the same sort of house as you, and they're in trouble with the bank and they have to sell for $650, then the chances of us getting $750 for yours have just gone out the window too. So what's going to happen in the future? I really don't know. But
Yeah.
what's your circumstance right now and what's best for you right here today and right now? Because that's all you need to worry about, right? If you can hang on to a property and you don't ever have to sell a property, don't ever sell.
Yeah.
Hold.
Yeah.
Talk yourself out of business, right? Oh, mate, we need to sell it because we need to get this money to be able to buy a deposit for the next one. And if we keep it as a rental because we don't owe any money on it, then we're going to be paying tax on it. And we can't take the 80% equity out and then put it onto the other property because then we can't tax deduct it. Well, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, there is a way. You're a legal entity. Your spouse is a legal entity. And together you make a third legal entity. The way the law looks at you, and this is not legal advice, seek your own legal and financial advice. This is just Bjorn Kunzel talking, okay? Disclaimer. My wife and I did a spouse-to-spouse transfer. We had a property that was in both of our names. We wanted to keep it turned into rental, but it didn't owe us much money. We went to the bank, we got a loan, we did a spouse-to-spouse transfer first. We transferred it from my name and my wife's name into just my wife's name.
Yeah.
Then, once my wife owned it, we refinanced that property, right? Now, that property owes my wife this much instead of owing both of us this much. She can tax deduct all that interest, and we've taken that money and then use that as a deposit for our next house. There are legal ways of doing things, but seek advice from a lawyer.
Yeah, exactly.
Seek advice from an accountant. Don't take financial advice from me because I'm not a legal representative. I'm telling you what I've done myself. So there are ways that you can help people without necessarily making a dollar there and then today. And I've actually done that once before for someone, and guess what? That resulted in 7 sales because they knew when I did that I wasn't after their commission. I didn't earn any money from them, but then they referred me to 7 of their family and friends.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. You've just got to help people. Exactly. Guess how long we've been talking for? Do you know how long you've been talking for?
40 minutes, probably an hour.
An hour and 26 minutes you've been talking.
Well, let's hope people like this session, because otherwise they might not be watching again, Lisa.
They're probably all gone. It's just you and me here. Nobody listens to the end.
That's right. Doesn't matter.
I think if anybody has listened to this to the end, then give us a shout out on Facebook, don't you reckon?
I reckon. Just write watch till the end.
Just write Bjorn talks so much. Just write that.
Yeah, I
do.
know. I do. It's all from the heart, Lisa.
Awesome. Hey?
I said it's all from the heart. I just want to help.
Oh, I know. We genuinely care. That's what I love. Yeah. All righty.
Okay.
Thank you.
Help enough people in the world get what they want, you'll receive everything you want in return.
Absolutely.
See, that's the secret to life. Give.
It's
Don't
true.
take, give.
It's 100% true. All righty. Thank you. Love ya. Mwah. My second husband.
Ciao.
Right.
Love you back. Ciao,
Okay.
ciao. See ya. Bye.
Thank you for listening to Let's Talk About Real Estate podcast. We hope you enjoyed the show. If you have a question about real estate, then please join the group on Facebook, also called Let's Talk About Real Estate. For those of you who are interested in EXP, please join us at 10 a.m. Brisbane time every Wednesday morning for EXP Explained. Thank you again for joining us, and don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, and see you next week.